right, let's talk about something that drives every competitive player crazy. We're going to look at how to get off that hamster wheel of just playing more and more and onto a real path of actually getting better at games like chess and Go. You know the feeling, right? You're putting in the hours, you're grinding out game after game, but your rating just isn't budging. You feel like you've hit a wall. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, well, you are definitely in the right place. And seriously, you are not alone. This is not an exaggeration. If you look at game servers, you can find players with literally tens of thousands of games played who haven't improved their rank in years. And that proves one absolutely critical thing. Just playing more is not the answer. It's not about the quantity of games, it is all about the quality of your practice. And this gets to the real heart of the issue. We've all heard about the 10,000-hour rule, right? This idea that if you just do something for a long time, you'll become a master. But here's the thing. The researcher behind that idea, a guy named Anders Ericsson, he said that's a huge oversimplification of his work. What he actually found was that it's a very specific kind of practice, something he called deliberate practice, that makes all the difference. It's all about quality and intense focus, not just punching a clock. So, how do we do it? How do we make that jump from just playing to actually making real progress? Well, it all starts with having a purpose every time you practice. So what is this deliberate practice thing? Think of it this way. It is not just playing another ranked game on autopilot. It's a targeted, mindful effort. It's the difference between just kind of shooting hoops for fun and running a very specific drill to perfect your free throw form. It has to be structured, it has to have a goal, and honestly, it's got to be just a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, so here's the breakdown. For it to work, you have to be pushing your limits, operating just outside your comfort zone. And your goal can't be some vague thing like, get better at chess. No, it has to be super specific. Like, I want to get better at recognizing knight forks. And while you're doing it, you have to be completely focused. And maybe most importantly, you need immediate feedback so you can see where you went wrong. That's how you build better, more accurate mental maps of the game. And that whole idea of feedback, it leads us to what might be the biggest and most important mindset shift you can possibly make. To really improve, you have to get comfortable with messing up. You have to start seeing your mistakes not as failures, but as pure, valuable data. And look, this idea is universal. It doesn't matter if you're a pro athlete or a pro gamer. The best performers in any field understand this. Every single loss, every blunder, it's like a breadcrumb trail that leads you straight to your biggest weaknesses. And guess what? That's where the best opportunities for growth are hiding. So we have to just throw these old, unhelpful myths right out the window. Mistakes are not failures. They are information. They don't mean you're untalented. They just mean you're learning. Trying to play a perfect game where you never make a mistake, that usually just leads to playing passively and safely, which is a surefire way to stop improving. Real peak performance isn't about never making mistakes. It's about how quickly you can recover and, more importantly, what you learn from them. Okay, so the mindset is there. That's awesome. But what do you actually do? How do you turn those mistakes into real improvement? Well, it all comes down to what happens after the game is over. It comes down to the post-game analysis. We can actually break this down into a really simple but super powerful 4-step framework. First things first, you have to figure out how you lost. Was it a single, sharp mistake, like a tactical blunder? Or did your position just sort of slowly fall apart? A positional misunderstanding? The answer to that question tells you exactly what you need to work on. Because this is what analysis is really about. It is not just about finding the one move where the little computer evaluation bar flipped from one side to the other. No. It's about understanding the entire story of the game, the competing plans, the critical moments, and the reasons why they mattered. So let's say your loss was tactical. You missed a simple fork or a pen. The fix for this is super direct. Go find puzzles that are specifically themed around that exact pattern. Drill 20 or 30 of them. Then, and this is key, come back in a few days and do it again to lock it into your long-term memory. The goal is to burn that pattern into your brain so you spot it instantly next time. Now, positional errors, these are a little trickier. This is where you have to use the computer engine as a guide, not just an answer key. Don't just look at its top move and then close the window. Follow its suggestion out for 10, even 15 moves. What does the position look like then? Why is that position better? You got to ask yourself, what is the long-term idea that the engine is playing for that I completely missed? That's how you build real strategic muscle. Okay,
So you've got the mindset, you've got the method. Now where do you actually go to do all of this? Let's take a quick look at some of the best online spots to play, practice, and analyze your games.
For all you chess players, lichess.org is just incredible. It's completely free and has some of the best analysis tools baked right in. Chess.com, of course, has a gigantic player base, so you'll always find a game instantly. For Go players, OGS is fantastic and web-based, especially for longer games, while KGS has that classic feel with a really dedicated community. The important thing is to find a place that makes this kind of focused analysis easy to do.
You know, when you boil it all down, it comes back to this one fundamental shift in your goal. It's about moving your focus away from the result of any single game and onto the process of learning from every single game. When you do that, winning just becomes a nice side effect of getting better. So, if you only take one thing away from all this, let it be this. Every single game is an opportunity. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge, a question to take with you. Think about the very last game you played. I want you to stop thinking of it as a win or a loss. Think of it as a lesson. And then ask yourself, what did it teach me? Answering that question, really answering it, is the first step on the path to getting better for real. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.